What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now. I'm Alex, and in this video, I want to talk about one specific moment in the trial between Johnny Depp and Amber Heard that occurred yesterday, and talk about specifically Pirates of the Caribbean. You know, I've tried to make these videos every so often when I could, when we kind of find something new. You know, Pirates 6 being in dangle mode from, Johnny Depp's point of view. The kind of back and forth of, well, there was some stuff lined up. He was going to co-write it, all that stuff. We've talked about that. Now, yesterday, we had two different people, but the Richard Marks guy, who by the way, was incredible, one of the best witnesses by a mile, and they both talked about different kind of things with Johnny Depp in regards to Pirates 6, one of which was basically a verbal agreement that he would have been paid $22.5 million. So that was the first guy. That was right before Richard Marks. And then we had Richard Marks, who, again, really torched Amber Heard's side, but this isn't really talking about that. In terms of Pirates of the Caribbean, he said and this, I think, went over most people's heads. I don't blame them because there's other legal things that we were trying to pay attention to, but he said one quote that I thought was insanely interesting, and I typed it as soon as he said out loud, and I tweeted out loud. And so let me read you that quote, and then I'll talk about it a little bit. So he said, "Disney will do everything possible to put Johnny Depp back into Pirates 6, but not under this cloud." And now this was a response because they really, the things that they were doing a lot of yesterday was just labeling people as experts, which is good. They're, let's hear your qualification, let's hear how good you are, and then once you're good enough, we're going to label you as as an expert in your field. This guy has his pulse everywhere, okay? He's got his pulse on Hollywood. Now, in terms of the legal stuff, he destroyed Amber Heard in terms of the defamation part of the trial. Absolutely crushed it. But, this is a guy who was, part of Star Wars. He's worked with Matrix before. He's worked in all these television shows, all these movies, Rocky. It's incredible how long this man has even been alive, right? Just all the different things that he's touched. And so what they were trying to get to him was, okay, well, in your opinion, based off of your experience and your pulse, how do you think Hollywood viewed him, so on, so on. And one of the most interesting parts was this, when they were talking about Pirates of the Caribbean 6. Now, I believe this was Amber's team, because they were almost, now, I don't even mind this, they were almost trying to get him on Pirates 6 is still possible. It's weird what Amber's side is doing in general, because half the time they want to make it seem like he's never had Pirates 6. It was never a guarantee. Who even knows who he would play in Pirates 6? Can we speculate as to who he would play? But then on the other side, sometimes they do that, and then sometimes they pretend like Pirates 6 hasn't been canceled with him, and that he still has a chance to get into it because, the defamation isn't actually defamation. So it's very weird how her side has played things in general, but they were basically trying to get him on, could he ever come back? That kind of line. And again, I don't know if that's the greatest answer from a legal, to be honest, actually. I don't think hearing that in court, talking about the defamation and all that stuff, is the greatest to hear in terms of the defamation. But in terms of me as a fan, in terms of me online, in terms of just a normal person thinking about it, in thinking, well, if he were to win, public opinion is obviously turning right now, and then if he were to win, well, that's a huge one, and then you could imagine what Disney would do, right? But again, this guy, at the moment, he said, that was the quote that I read out loud, was his quote. That makes me very happy. Now, that is not a guarantee. It's not a for sure. Of course, it's possible it doesn't happen, right? But just hearing him say that really did bring, whether he wins or loses, by the way, because again, that wasn't off of, well, if he won this case, do you think this would happen? If he lost this case, do you think this would happen? This was just in general. I really want to believe this guy. And I also feel very inclined to believe this guy because of everything that we have heard. And again, and I've, made these videos again every so often kind of talking about, all right, well, what's going on with Pirates of the Caribbean 6 during the trial. One of the things we talked about is how screwed Disney is, right? Not in a malicious way, even though they did it to themselves, but in a way of, they're not stuck entirely like Warner Bros. Is, because you fire him from Grindelwald, then you replace him. Fantastic Beasts is probably done now anyway, so there's no way of fixing that. For Pirates, yes, you fired him. He's out. but you haven't made the next move yet, right? That's kind of the thing I've constantly been saying over the last 3 or so weeks. You haven't made the final decision. You got the Margot Robbie thing going on, but that's kind of in limbo that you can very easily tell. You have a Pirates 6 going on, but that's very clearly limbo. All you know what I mean? Like, you can still right your wrong if you're Disney. Now, again, we've talked about that. I don't blame Johnny Depp if they really did give him all that, the $300 million and 1 million alpacas. I get it if he says no. I get it. But he also never said in that quote about an apology, and I think Disney would do that, and I would hope that they would do it, right? So I guess what I'm getting at is it brings a smile to my face even hearing that this guy, like, industry expert, is probably undervaluing this guy. This guy makes deals. This guy is has his pulse on everything. This guy literally closes television deals, movie deals for people, for the companies themselves. I mean, this is a big time guy who knows what he's talking about. You know what I mean? So just the fact that you have somebody like that who believes, win or lose, now he didn't go into any more detail, and I'd like to kind of hear it, but, you know, win or lose, he thinks that Disney will do everything possible. And again, like, that's an interesting comment, win or lose, because the quote, they'll do everything possible to get him back into Pirates 6, but not under this cloud. Now, does this cloud mean the allegations? Does the cloud mean during just trial? I believe the cloud means the trial, because I think when the trial is done, win or lose, it's still over. You can kind of move past it. You can really start to gauge public perception of both Johnny and it. Now, you can do it now, but these corporations don't have brains, so they're a little slow to the finish line, right? So they can do it then. And by the way, this is all, and I've said this before in countless videos, this is under a very clear bias, and an open and honest bias, that I want Pirates 6, that I want Johnny Depp back. I've never hid from that, you know what I mean? I get it's a long shot, all of that stuff, but I understand, but I'm openly, you know, talking about that biasness. So it's interesting. I mean, I like that quote quite a bit, because that's really the first time, well, it's the first time we've heard anything from anybody. All we've heard, and then our mindset has been, you know, he's fired, there was no getting him back in, all of that stuff. But then he says, like, they're going to have to, but, like, they'll do it. Like, they're going to find a way, or they'll do everything possible to put him back in it. And it goes back to what we were saying a while ago. They can't move forward. They can't make a Pirates 6 without him. They can't do the Margot Robbie movie now and just in case this is the first time you're watching, I have continued to say I have no problem with Pirates spinoffs, Pirates prequels, Pirates sequels without Jack, fine. But the way you left things with Johnny Depp and the way you left things with Jack Sparrow, he deserves a proper conclusion. We even went over the video where he said out loud, Johnny Depp, that was the intent for 6, was to say goodbye to these characters, to say goodbye to Jack Sparrow. So that was the plan. So give us that goddamn plan, right? You do that first, and then do your Margot Robbie movie. And here's the thing. That's not just me saying it. While there's probably debate that, like, okay, well, could Aquaman 2, is it going to be a box office bomb, right? I don't necessarily think it'll be a bomb, but I do think Amber Heard is going to massively affect. I do think it's going to make substantially less money than the first one because of these things. I do. I believe that wholeheartedly. Will it be a bomb? Will it make $200 million when the first one made $1.1 billion? No. But let me tell you right now, it's in my full belief, a Pirates movie without Johnny Depp as Jack Sparrow. Firstly, a Pirates movie without Johnny Depp as Jack Sparrow, even in the world that we say goodbye to him, would probably also not do good. That's like a reality that some people are just going to have to get used to, or Disney, if this all happened in a magical world, they'd have to get used to, right? Where it's like, okay, well, if we did a 6 with him, we're going to make close to $1 billion, right? And then when we do a spinoff or do the Margot Robbie movie, that one will make like $300 to $500 million. It will. It'll do good. For a normal movie, you'd be very happy with $300 to $500 million. But it is not ever going to reach the Johnny Depp money of a main installment, Jack Sparrow Pirates. Like, that ship literally has sailed. The Black Pearl is gone, right? Like, that is true. Now imagine it when you have all this stuff going on. Who in their right mind? Again, I know people that are going to probably see Aquaman 2 even with Amber, and that I'm not guilt tripping. I'm just like, those people exist. I have yet to see anybody who's raised their hand and volunteered to say, yeah, absolutely. Like, right now in this current climate, I'll absolutely support Pirates without Johnny Depp. Are you nuts? Like, who is going to do? So they are, again, that goes back to, and it connects to Richard Marx, right? It connects back to his statement. He's just a guy, but he also has his pulse on it, and I guarantee you, in his mindset, it's the same as ours. Well, they can't not do it with him. So you either, and I've said this before, you either have to let Pirates of the Caribbean die, which I don't think, like, it is easy to say that, and it's probably easy to do it in principle, but they won't. Like, these Pirates is such a money, you just print money from it. You know what I mean? So, and again, like, even $800 million for Pirates 5, a box office failure. Are we kidding? It still made hundreds of millions of dollars of profit. At least 2, because I think the budget was closer to 3. You double it, get to 6. It was $794 million, I think it made. So I know my stuff when it comes to Pirates. So, you know what I mean? So, like, it prints money. It prints, and it will always do that when you have Jack Sparrow and Johnny Depp. So it's what we've been saying, where they're screwed. They can't do it without him, so they're going to have to do it. And now you have an industry insider up on stage, on trial, swearing under oath. Again, it's just his opinion, but the idea that he echoes it, where it's like, yeah, in his opinion, yes, they will do everything possible to get him back once all this stuff wraps up, you know, in layman's terms. Cool. Now, again, hopefully that means win or lose. Hopefully that means just the trial. Like, when the trial wraps up, that is the cloud. And when the cloud is gone, as in the trial is gone, then people will be more willing to talk to him. That's what I'm very much hoping. And again, that's what I think. I mean, I don't know. I can't imagine Amber's side. And yes, she's going to get a chance. She's going to get 3 weeks. I know this is going into the more legal stuff. I really just don't think it's going to flip the public against him. The public was never really overwhelmingly against him in the first place. Only Hollywood was. And now it's so one-sided on his side. I really don't think she's going to do much. So I can't imagine, I guess what I'm saying, why that's relevant. I can't imagine we leave this court case with the public less on Johnny Depp's side than when it started, or at the halfway point, like right after he did his stuff. I just don't see it. And so again, win or lose, even if he loses, you're going to have more support for, with him and less support for Amber than ever before. Ever. And you don't have the court case anymore. So is the cloud over? Is the cloud still there because he still got Me Too'd and that stuff still happened because he lost twice? You know, like, what does that mean? You know, I don't have a crystal ball, so I don't know the answer to that, but I know what we all think. That's for, it's not that hard. It's not that hard to read public perception, and Disney, Warner Bros., these guys don't do that. So, whatever. And I've said that, let them fail. Give me, next year, film it now. I don't care. Give me Margot Robbie's Pirates movie next year. I dare you. I dare you, Disney, because guess what's going to happen to it? It's going to bomb. And any Pirates movie you make is going to bomb. And again, you're going to be stuck. Now, you don't have to make that stupid move. You could listen to us and say, all right, Margot's cool, people like her, but let's hold off until we can do the Jack thing. That's what people want. And they're going to give us their money. We like money. We're very greedy, so we're going to do what they want. Overwhelmingly. It's not that hard, but it's the current world we live in. People aren't really smart nowadays. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel, bell icon turned on so you guys know when all these videos go up. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you all on the next video.